They're a lot calmer today than they were this time yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement, actually. Storms and strong winds caused damage in parts of northern Kentucky yesterday, you might remember. Tim's here now with new information about that storm damage.
Yeah, whenever there's damage across the tri-state, the National Weather Service says, hey, let's go out, let's see how it compares to what we were telling people as far as whether it was a tornado, whether it was straight line winds. Down in New Columbus and Owen County, that's been classified as a weak tornado, an EF0 with winds of 80 miles per hour. But how about Maysville? That's where the pumps were blown off their stands, and they had overturned tractor trailers. Well, we sent meteorologist Scott Dimmich down there with the National Weather Service, and he has some new information for us now. Scott?
Tim, when yesterday began, just over my shoulder, gas pumps were where they usually were, on their islands, but this afternoon, the pumps that weren't knocked over had to be taken out of the ground and moved to the front part of the parking lot. So what caused this damage at this gas station? And what caused the damage across the northern part of Mason County? The verdict is in, and the National Weather Service says this damage was likely not caused by a tornado.
I think this is a huge interruption to business, but thankfully no one was hurt.
24 hours after severe storms swept through the Road Ranger gas station, crews spent today removing pumps from the islands where they once sat to the front of the parking lot.
All 13 dispensers have literally been turned into junk, twisted and bent, and you know, probably best used for parts now. Won't be able to be back in the gasoline business until we have dispensers on site.
Gas station surveillance video shows storms did more than damage their pumps.
It ripped a 75-foot flagpole over and bent it like a pretzel. Damaged our sign, our high sign. We're missing one side of our high sign.
After surveying semi-trailer damage behind the Big Sandy Superstore and seeing ripped shingles off of the Maysville Social Security Administration's office roof, the National Weather Service confirmed Tuesday's damage was likely caused by straight-line winds.
Overall, that leaves a lot of other stronger shrubs and buildings and structures largely untouched. So I think if we were up above 80, we would see a lot more structural damage. The fact that we don't have that tells me we're below 80 and like I say, probably in the 70 to 75 mile per hour range.
Now the sign outside of the Road Ranger gas station in Mason County says they have no gas, but the sign also says that they are open. And that's one more step to getting back close to normal. Reporting live in Maysville on a much quieter afternoon, I'm Local 12 meteorologist Scott Dimmich. Tim?
So a couple of things to point out here. First of all, yesterday, remembered, we said there was no amateur video of it anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
of a funnel cloud.
Right, and in a town like Maysville, there's enough people with cell phones that they probably would have caught something, especially people in the gas station looking outside, seeing what's headed toward them, or people filling up their gas tanks. So that was a clue that it might not be a tornado. But you never really know, because there was rotation within that thunderstorm. And there is rotation within any given thunderstorm. But something to remember, if you're far out from Cincinnati, that radar beam is going up in the atmosphere. So sometimes, not only us, but the National Weather Service is looking aloft, and we're seeing that rotation. A little bit difficult to say whether that rotation is on the ground or not. Definitely rotation, and definitely a dangerous storm for Maysville anyway.